You can draw this. This tutorial is perfect for improving your skills, level up your drawing, and collect some Procreate tips. I will go through the entire process step by step from sketch to final touch and a simple background. Let's draw this scary pumpkin with a cute shiny fella. I draw on a 9 by 9 inches canvas. More technical details are in the description or even better on my Patreon with more drawing tips. We will make just a rough sketch to define the shapes. You can sketch with me or grab the outline or a stem brush with this sketch on my Patreon. There is also the whole bunch of sketches also for the other tutorials and ready to use full stems as a little gift for you. Let's get started. For sketching, I'm using the dry ink brush. You can draw the entire pumpkin, including the eyes, feet, and hands, in any size and shapes you want. On my Patreon, I've prepared a few shapes and sizes for the pumpkin and the broom, so you can get inspiration there if you don't like this particular one. Draw a big open smile or a cut off smile with some teeth. Also draw the holes for the eyes. And the top here. Indicate the hands. And here the leaves, it should be something like feet. There, finish the hands also in the leaf shape. He is holding a broom. It should end in line with the pumpkin, like it's standing on the ground, not going any lower. But it can also be a tiny broom, so it doesn't touch the ground. Now the lantern. I also prepared this in a few shapes, so check it out. And cute fella in here. Okay, that's it. Now coloring. Tap on the N here and lower the opacity of the sketch. We use it just like a guideline. Create a new layer and move it below the sketch. Select a nice orange color and I will show you a super quick way of coloring. Tap on the lasso tool. Be sure you have to select the freehand and here colorful fill options. Just draw over the main shape and then tap on the dot here. Now turn off the sketch and fix the edges using dry ink. Also, you can change the entire shape of your drawing. Make it more chubby or taller, it's up to you. We are going to use a lot of layers This makes changing and fixing mistakes much easier when every element is on the separated layer. So I recommend using as many layers as your iPad allows. Turn on the sketch, create a new layer above the pumpkin and tap on the clipping mask. It keeps your drawing in the particular shape. Select a darker orange brownish color and draw those inner lines here and a bit on the bottom. Feel free to pause the video at any point and replay the parts you need over and over again. It may be difficult to catch everything on the first try, and that's totally okay. Tap on the smudge tool here and select the white charcoal. Smudge the lines slightly. Try to turn off the sketch to see the lines better. Also use an eraser a lot. Here you can soften those lines using medium airbrush. Create a new layer above the main shape. Select a medium airbrush and draw a gentle shade at the bottom. Smudge it slightly. For the smile, create a new layer above the shading. Select black color and small brush size, still medium airbrush. Draw the smile hole. If you have fun so far, check out also my ghost tutorial. This one with this witch cat coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe. Fix the shape with an eraser if you need. And now holes for the eyes. We need to see the sketch here, so tap on the sketch layer, then on the magic wand and the very first option. And here change the brightness to see the sketch inside the smile. Tap on the smile layer and create a new one above, tap on the clipping mask. Then select the dark orange color. Draw along the lines inside the smile. This is like a cutout and the thickness of the skin should be captured here. Try to keep a good angle of this. Draw this also for the eyes holes. Now make the sketch dark again with the magic wand tool and turn it off for now. Create a new layer above the pumpkin base layers. Select the bright orange and noise brush. It gives a great texture. Draw here using a bigger brush size. I'll also touch of even a brighter color. Create a new layer above the shading layers and tap the clipping mask. Using a small brush size, draw some highlights. Use different sizes of brush. Continue with even brighter color. We draw some highlights also into the holes, so create a new layer above the smile layer and tap on the clipping mask. An even brighter and small brush size, draw tiny lines on the edges. Be precise, those details also and overall shading and highlights can level up your drawing. I like to jump between layers because if you draw something here, you might want to add something else there. So I personally don't draw in the fixed parts like color, shade, highlights, details, and so on. I always jump here and there a lot, still trying to do my best to fine tune my art. Maybe this can be the best way also for you. Well, create a new layer above the pumpkin highlights and draw more highlights also here. We add some dark color into pumpkin, not just black. Create a new layer above the smile layers. Try make it with a dark orange brownish with a big size of brush. Then smudge it slightly. Maybe also with some dark red. Maybe in the new layer, try to use a very bright color. Tap on the N here and select the Add option and smudge it. Turn on the sketch. Create a new layer below the pumpkin and select green color and dry ink. Draw the top here. Also the feet here. And the hands. And some hair. And more wherever you want. Create a new layer above, tap clipping mask. Turn off the sketch. Select the dark green and medium airbrush. Draw shade on the feet and hands, also on the top. Imagine the light comes from the top right corner. Now create a new layer. Tap on the clipping mask. Select bright green and a noise brush. Draw some highlights on the top and everywhere the light can touch the green parts. Also, draw the shine lines on the feet. It gives more plasticity to the leaves. You can also draw these inner lines. Now the broom. Turn on the sketch and create a new layer below the sketch. Select the dark brown color and dry ink. Draw the broom handle. In a new layer above and with some yellow color draw the brush. Turn off the sketch. Select a dark color and draw a few strokes. Also with whites or some bright color. Then smudge it slightly. Create a new layer and make one more round of drawing. Also with a darker color and maybe some orange too. Then with a dark color, draw a tiny rope around here. And on the top too. Create a new layer below, tap clipping mask. Select a medium airbrush and draw a shade here. I want to fix it a bit. Okay, create a new layer above the handle and a clipping mask. Select bright brown and dry ink. Draw some texture here. Also with a bright color. Then smudge it slightly. Create another layer above for the one more round of highlights. Create another new layer below the sketch and draw a hand that holds the broom handle. Maybe rather with dry ink. Create a new layer above, tap on the clipping mask. Select the bright green and noise brush, draw some texture here. And with a small brush size, some highlights on the edge. Go back to the green layers and create a new one above. Select the black and medium airbrush and draw a shade behind the broom handle. Great, first part is done. If you want to draw also cute flame fella in the lantern and simple background and final touch of highlight, join me on my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Try other spooky tutorials. If you enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.